thank you for joining me. This is Liz Wright from Liz at Home, and I know I've been absent most of the time. I've just been taking things easy. Somebody sent me an email or a DM, I can't remember which, and asked me if I would do a video on rescuing a whip that had gone terribly wrong. So I'm a little bit OCD, so I think it's part of my whole anxiety disorder. But so I don't really have whips because I can't bear leaving things unfinished. I'll wake up at 2 in the morning and finish it. It really gets me down. So I had my little grandson who's 5 and not vaguely interested in art. He does not like art. He likes trash bins and trash trucks and things like that, and very into recycling and all such. But I hauled out a big 120 set of pencils. I thought it might get him. Got out this book that I'd been intending to colour in, and we chose a picture, and I let him colour with me. So I lightly coloured those rays, and he did this, which he had great fun doing. It took about 4 minutes, and that was his concentration for that moment, and it was over. But I thought this gives you an image that needs rescuing. So I looked at this and I thought, what am I going to do about it? And my go-to when something is really bad is to use acrylic paint. I do have new acrylic markers that are quite opaque, but I need something opaque to go over things. But step number 1 is I'm going to get my electric eraser and see how far we get with removing this. So I have a Derwent electric razor. There are lots of different brands available now. I'll list 1 or 2 below for you to make your life easy if you're looking for one. So this grey is actually coming out quite well, but this was perhaps something, this was a silver that I used. Where is my big brush? Here we are. Now let me see what will happen with this very dark scribble. So removing some colored pencil is easy. Excuse me, easier, but as you can see, it's building up. I'm going to clean it. I was drawing an image that I wanted to try and draw and paint, but I'm just going to use the scrap paper to clean my brush off, my eraser off a little bit. There we are. Going to try a handheld eraser because the trouble for me with electric erasers is they often seem to almost smush the stuff into the paper. That's lifting it a bit. Just want to make it less to cover up. And I can't give you a link for this because I've no idea what it is. I bought it at an art shop about 4 years ago. It's broken. The top has come off, which had the branding on it. And the art shop's closed. So I can't help you. It's quite a nice hard eraser. I think I might as well erase my yellows as well, although I'm going to go with the idea of yellow or gold on those. So I think that's as good as it gets. And now the decision is, shall I use acrylic markers or acrylic paints? I think that I'm going to start with markers because I think it's more likely that you would have acrylic markers if you're a colorist than acrylic paints. So I'm going to start with that and see how we go. So I've got a few acrylic markers, but the ones I'm going to try are these Tooli Art acrylic paint pens. I've got two sets. I've got the 36 Earth and Skin tones in a small size, and I've got the essential colors in the larger nib. And I think I'm going to look for this bright yellow. I will list these below for you. So I think I'm going to go with this color, number 4. And it's quite a light color, so let's hope that it covers the blue. I have activated all of these already, but I'm just going to So what this will also do is cover the black lines, and I have to decide whether I want to redraw them or not. But I think possibly not. Possibly I'll go over them with white anyway. We'll see. I don't know if any of you have this book, by the way. It's Escape to Christmas Past, Good Wives and Warriors. It's probably from about 2015 or 2016. It's one of my earlier books. And every Christmas I haul it out and do a couple of images in it. I am turning 70. Today is Wednesday. So it's my birthday on Friday and I'm turning 70. It's quite a milestone for me. And I don't know whether it's that or whether it's December and end of year fatigue. But I've been really struggling with a lot of depression just lately. So I've hardly been doing anything. I've been basically binge watching TV series. So I'm so sorry about the channel, but it is what it is. So there, that's layer number 1. These are quite wet. So I'm not going to go over and over it, but it's mostly covered the blue. I'll do the rest off screen of this yellow and then be back with you. Well, I've done 2 layers on here and you can see it's covered it really nicely. And then I did red for the central part of the halo of the flame, and I'm doing a rainbow around it, which I suppose has really got nothing to do with the thing of light in a way, but it's just what I actually felt like doing. So in a way it does, in that a rainbow is caused by light breaking up or whatever. But yeah, I just thought this would be fun. So this is how far I've got, and I thought I'd join you while I coloured a little bit more. As you can see, these Tooli Art pens are actually covering the crayon or the pencil crayon or the colour pencil that my grandson put on quite well. So they're a great option when you've made a huge botch up, especially if you have these that are nice and opaque. Some of the acrylic paint pens are not that opaque. I'm just going over this one again because I hadn't shaken it enough and it came out a bit more darkly. Okay, so I've basically just been doing them in this kind of color progression from the red. And then I'm going to do the next one as a purple, which is E12. They take quite a lot of shaking. It's a bit tricky to get in amongst all of the berries and things here. If I had the funds, I would be buying this basic set I would buy it in the small nib size as well, and I would buy the small ones in this size as well, and I would buy some more colors because I really like them. But I'm afraid I'm on a very limited income, so I don't manage to buy as many coloring supplies as a lot of people do, but I'm enjoying what I have enormously. And that's what's important. I've just been doing some Christmas shopping today. I have 6 grandsons, and in our family, we actually only give presents to the kids, to the people under 18, and then we have a secret Santa drawer, and then so we each get somebody that we buy for somebody else in the family to get something under the tree, just to keep the budget bearable. So I've got one grandson of 13, one of 12, he's just turned 12 in October, another one turning 12 on the 23rd of December. No. Turning 12 on the 26th of December. Then I have one that just turned 5. And I have another one, I have 2 that just turned 5. One in Germany, just turned 5. And then sort of 2 months younger, another one here that I look after a lot, who also just turned 5. And then, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the youngest one, also in Germany, who will be turning 3 on the 23rd of December. So I've just done a little Amazon Germany order. I wish we had Amazon in South Africa, but we haven't. I do believe that they're actually supposed to be opening an Amazon here. I saw some advert for something to work at Amazon Cape Town. So that made me quite excited. So presuming it's kind of starting to happen. We have quite a few mail order type, or I suppose online shops here. One that's used a lot called Take a Lot, and another called Loot. And so they have most of the business, and they're probably not hoping for Amazon. So I suppose it would be awful. Well, I quite like how that looks. And I'm just wondering, I wish you could tell me what I should do with the flame there. Should it be red? I'm going to make it gold. I have a gold pen here. Actual shiny gold. Or shall I get a glitter gel pen gold? I think I'm going to go and get a sparkle pop. As usual for me, I've brought 3 options along to decide for the gold there. I think this is a kind of a clear glitter. No, it's actually silver. This is a jelly roll. This is a yellow jelly roll, which is quite nice. And this is the sparkle pop, which is really more gold. I think I'm going to go with the sparkle pop. So I'm quite excited. On the 16th of December, Tonya from Tonya Colors, I did a Color It My Way collaboration with her a couple of months ago. She and I have decided that we're going to go live together and color and chat at the same time, and you guys will be able to chat with us as well and ask questions or whatever and make comments on what we're coloring. So I'm really excited about that. We had a practice run to see if we could get both of our systems going right. And I'm really quite excited about it. So I'm hoping that that will go well. And I hope that you'll join us for that. So I'm going to leave this here and color the rest of this offline, unless I'm trying to decide, do I want to go over this in gold, sparkly gold, or do I want to go over it in white? I only have the quite big white. That one I haven't activated yet. What's nice about this bigger set is that it comes with 2 whites and 2 blacks. I can't decide. I'm gonna go. With the white. Is it a good decision? Is it a bad decision? Tell me what you think. I want to cover those black lines. It looks like it will need 2 layers. I have a white Arteza acrylic paint pen, but it is not as opaque as this one. So let me know if you found this video helpful at all, if you would like me to do another fixing of mistakes and trying to make something better. I'm going to do the background offline and I'll be back when that's nearly finished. Well, some time has passed. I've started working. I've finished all of this. I did 2 layers on some of these pieces. And I used inexpensive color pencils for the metal of the lamp and the candlestick and the flowers. I also used some of my favorite sparkle pops for the shiny bits there. And I did the background. I've used this Americana acrylic paint, and I'm going to be doing another layer of this. I'll show you how I use it, just because, as you can see, it's quite, it's not smooth, it's quite patchy and everything, and I feel like it needs another layer. So you need to shake the paint, and this isn't a fabulous acrylic paint, it's just a craft paint. It's not terribly expensive. And I just squeeze some out into my palette. It's quite runny, and so it's quite thin. And then I use between a round and a flat brush, depending on where I'm painting. I just take some water, pop the brush into the water, take the water off there, then use a paper towel and almost dry the brush, because I don't want too much in the paint. The paint is water-based, but I just use the put the brush in water to kind of make it malleable, and then I load the brush and start painting. And it's quite easy to paint. You just basically put the paint on, and you can see the second layer is giving a much better coverage. I let the first layer dry for more than 24 hours, so that it's completely dry. I've just got some bits of color pencil there, so I've just rinsed that off my brush again, just drying the brush a bit and doing this. And I'm going to do most of it off camera. I'll show you how I approach the bits that are close to the image. I use my round brush because it gives you better control. And basically with paint brushes, if you're not used to them, it's the same as any musical instrument, anything at all that you do, same as with your color pencils. Practice, 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 and it becomes an extension of your fingers. I these days prefer a paintbrush to almost anything else. And I remember the very first time I used one, I didn't know what I was doing and I felt so lost using it on here. And then my thought is to hopefully add some white sparkles or something. I must say I really ummed and ahed about what colour to use. I don't have a dark blue acrylic paint, and I'm not buying anything for my colouring at present. So I didn't want to spend some money, and I could have added, I do have black, so I could have mixed a colour here. But I decided to just go with this kind of, to me it looks almost like an Air Force blue, blue, green, whatever. And I'm going to put probably some little white sparkles. Okay, so the second layer has gone on. I used a thin white Posca pen because my other white is too wide. Went over the edges and filled in the yellow. Oh, there's a dirty mark there. It's not, it's a piece of glitter. And then I also extended the white in sort of broken lines to make rays of light, and I'm busy finishing it off with some glitter because I always like glitter, and to do that I'm using the Stickles Glitter Gel. I don't know if you know this, just comes in a jar and it's quite gloopy, sticky stuff. It's like gluey, and I put it on my finger and then just spread it like that. So I try to get it as thin as I want. It's quite nice. It's got little stars and things in it as well. I don't want it to be too thick. Excuse me, please. Oopsie. There we are. Little bits of glitter. I'm just carrying it to where I've made the white lines of light travel to, and I think it just adds something. Not sure if I should put some on the red here, or if I should put, maybe I will. Let's see. Just adding little bits of glitter there for shine. There we are. I'm going to close that up. And I do need a baby wipe for these very glittery fingers. And we're finished. So from the broken down page to this, I'm quite happy with how it turned out. I hope that you've enjoyed this video and that it's given you some encouragement for when a page has gone wonky. I'm sure none of your pages would look quite like mine looked after my grandson's scribbles, but I still managed to save it and turn it into a fairly pretty colouring page. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and a reminder please that I will be going live with Tanya Colours on Saturday the 16th, 8:30 in the morning. I think I've forgotten what the name of that time zone is, but it's in the California region, and 6:30 in the evening for me, which is Greenwich Mean Time -2. So depending on where you are, if you were in England, I think it would be about 4:30 in the afternoon. If you're in Germany, it would be 5:30 in the evening. I'm not sure the other areas in America, and I'm not sure Australia. But if you are around and it is a time when you're awake, then please join us for our joint live stream of colouring and chatting about Christmas traditions in our different countries and our personal Christmas experiences and just colouring at the same time. I hope you'll have fun, and I hope to see you then or to chat with you then. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye now.